Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Nathan Fox, one of the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. With me is Erik Johansson, one of our teachers at LSAT Demon. Erik, we have an email here from Taylor.
Taylor says, "Hi guys, I take the September LSAT on the 7th. I unfortunately forgot about scheduling times opening up, and I actually woke up in the middle of the night to find only evening times available. I was wanting an early afternoon time, but now I can't take it until 8 p.m. I'm worried my anticipation of it all day will factor into my test taking, and not only that, but being tired is another concern. Do you think taking my test at night versus during the day will affect my mind during it? I know it sounds silly, but I'm already worrying about it. Thank you guys."
Taylor is worrying about worrying. That's not great.
Was it Churchill who said the greatest fear is fear itself? Or,
Yeah.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah. Whatever, Taylor. Look, the test is not that hard, okay? The LSAT is easy. It makes perfect sense if you just take the time to make sense of it. If you're taking the official test, then presumably you're happy with the results of your practice test. That's one thing Taylor doesn't say, is whether they are actually happy with the results of their practice tests. If you are happy with the results of your practice test, then I think you should treat the official test, whether it's 8 a.m., 12 noon, 8 p.m., just treat that official test as if it's just another practice test. Do the same thing you did on all your PTs on your official test, and you should be just fine.
I was wrong, by the way. It's FDR.
FDR.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. Same time period.
Well, Churchill was cool anyway. So,
oh yeah. I just stayed at their Eureka Inn in Eureka, California. And they got like oil paintings on the walls of all of the famous people who have stayed there over the years, including Churchill. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
what was Churchill doing in Eureka?
Well, it was right when they opened up the roads to the northern part of the state.
Oh,
and
wow.
Suddenly there was like everyone wanted to come see these mythic redwood trees in person. So there was a bunch of like old Hollywood people and politicians who were suddenly flocking there because it was the first time most people were able to see the redwoods.
To drive the car through the hollowed out redwood tree.
Yeah.
That then died because they did that.
Yep. We did not do that when we were up there.
You didn't drive through the redwood tree?
We did not drive through. We walked up and we just gave it a nice little
there you
pat. Go. Hey, thanks for being good job, tree.
There you go.
What were we talking about?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about Taylor and the unfortunate 8 p.m. test window. Cautionary tale, I guess, for I'll get back to your making it a good thing. I like that you're going to try to put a positive spin on this.
Sure.
I just don't think it's any big deal. I just think it doesn't matter. I wanted to tell everyone else out there that nothing's stopping you from setting a reminder. Like Siri is listening, so you could always just tell them to make you a reminder to schedule your testing time at the time that you think is appropriate for you. That said, if I had to do the test at 3 a.m., Erik, if you had to do the test at whatever the worst time of the day is for you, you wouldn't give a shit because you would plan for it. You would get rest ahead of time. You would make sure that you're going to take it seriously, but not too seriously. You're going to go into it expecting it to pretty much be easy, just like all your practice tests. And you should be confident in knowing that if you just do exactly what you did on your practice tests, then you're going to do just fine on your official test.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do, Erik, if you were an early riser and your bedtime every day was 8 p.m., but you had to take the LSAT at 8 p.m.? What would you do?
I would probably gradually over the course of like up until then, I would gradually try to start changing my sleep schedule to match it. Kind of do the same thing for my races on the flip side, where I know, I'm going to have to be on the bus at 4:45 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, the 2 weeks beforehand, I'm starting to wake up earlier, a little
Mm-hmm.
bit earlier. So
Mm-hmm.
do that on the reverse, maybe. I would just also look for reasons why. Oh no, actually, it's great. I'm really glad that I get to do it then. Well, it's actually a good thing I get to take it 8 p.m. If I had to take it in the afternoon, that's the time I start to get kind of hungry in the middle of the afternoon and start to get a little sleepy, feel like I should be having some caffeine sometimes, take a break from work. I don't have to deal with that mid-afternoon brain fog. Now I'm going to be sharp because I'm fully fed. Um, no other distractions throughout the day. I know I'm not going to have like work emails that I'm worried about. It's just the last thing I get to do with like no other distractions waiting for me the rest of the day. I've stayed up that late before. I've been productive that late
Mm-hmm.
before. This is the time of day when pro athletes often have their competitions. NBA players sometimes don't start this late and they're great at what they do. So is this
Right.
just my all-star game that I get to show up to?
Mm-hmm.
You know, some of these things I'm kind of like making this shit up for myself. But
Sure.
I'm just trying to I'm trying to hype myself up and convince myself and get myself believing that yeah,
That's
this is
good.
fine. This is exciting.
That is good mental game. Yeah, I try to do that in golf, right?
Sure.
I don't want it to be raining, but sometimes it's going to rain.
Yeah.
And my goal then is to just like the rain more than my competitors like the rain.
Mhm.
Just understand that that affects other people more than it affects me because I actually like it. No, this is to my advantage when it's raining because I'm a better mutter than these other guys are.
Yep.
Um, may or may not be true, but I try to tell myself that story. What would you do during the day? I know what I would do during the day if I was worried that my anticipation of it all day would bother me. I would recommend going to the movies. I think
Yeah.
going to the movies is awesome, right? Big loud sound, dark theater, have to put your phone away, go into some fantasy world or some drama or some action, whatever, or some cartoon universe. And, like go see a double feature, eat some popcorn, and just totally space out into the movie. That's what I would do.
That sounds a great idea.
I want to
What's
do
the
that
last movie? What's the last movie
anywhere.
you saw in the theater?
I go to the movies a lot. I love going to the movies. I go by
Nice.
myself, and it's just my happy place. Uh, so I went and saw the new Alien movie, Romulus.
Oh, yeah. How was that?
I don't know. Mid. It was okay.
Okay.
I'm not excited about it. Let me
Sure.
see. The last movie that I was excited about, I saw Kinds of Kindness, which is so
Kinds of
weird,
kindness.
and it was
Okay.
excellent. Yeah, it people who know that guy Yorgos Lanthimos, he also
Oh,
did
that's
Poor
him. Okay.
Things.
Yeah, yeah.
Extremely dark. I mean, like some people will traumatize themselves if they go see Kinds of Kindness, but for
Yeah.
me, that's my happy place. Like, show
Yeah.
me the real weird. This is the weirdest possible shit. I was all
He
in
did
on
The
that.
Lobster, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a weird one.
This is significantly weirder than that.
Weird than that.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
way darker. Yeah,
Interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll have to put that on my list.
I would say many people they will find that very very painful to see that movie.
Yeah. Maybe
Kinds of
don't see
Kindness.
that one before the LSAT.
Yeah, or do.
Or t-
I
so
loved it.
it'll
I mean,
distract you
it
from the
definitely
LSAT. Yeah.
will. You will be sitting there in horror. Yeah, way scarier than any alien bullshit. I'll tell you
Sure.
that for sure.
All right. Cool.
Wait,
Hopefully
what
that
else
was
did I
helpful,
see?
Taylor.
I saw
Oh
another
yeah.
good movie recently. Oh, it was playing at the Vista in Los Angeles. If you ever get
Hmm.
to LA and you're in Los Feliz, the Vista Theater, Quentin Tarantino bought it and rehabbed it. And it's a
Oh,
big
okay.
old classic LA theater.
Yeah.
And there I saw Cuckoo, which is a
Cuckoo.
very, very strange
Okay.
horror movie. And
Nice.
I had a great time with that as well.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never went to that one. I went to there's the Los Feliz Twin, I think, the super small screens, just
Los
like
Feliz 3 on Vermont.
Oh,
Yep.
3.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yep.
was like walking distance from there when I lived
That
in
one
LA.
also has fantastic. Wait, you lived walking distance to the 3?
Vermont and Beverly. Yeah, those are my
Oh,
cross
Jesus
streets
Christ.
back in the
Really?
day. Yeah.
Okay.
Was it walking? It was like a good walk to there from where I lived. Yeah.
I lived on Franklin and Kenmore for a long time. I also lived on
Okay.
Normandy for a while. So yeah.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah. We probably went to the same Jollibee. I don't know if you've ever been to a Jollibee, but I was like right down the street from that Jollibee, north end of K-Town.
Cool.
Anyways, I'm sure that was helpful, Taylor. You are welcome for that conversation. Long story short, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, definitely don't worry about it, right? If you can't not worry about it, then I probably would recommend that you withdraw because there's no reason not to just push, like, why not kick the can down the road? And if you think that you're not going to be able to get this out of your head, or if you think that you legitimately will be too tired to take the test at 8 p.m., I don't think there's any reason why that should be true. Eric doesn't think there's any reason why that should be true, but it's all about what you think. And so if you can't convince yourself that taking it at 8 p.m. is either a good thing for you or anyway, a non-factor, if you can't wrap your head around that, then okay, well, you don't have to take it at 8 p.m. You don't ever have to take it. You could just push it and take it later. And there's really not a problem doing that either.
Yeah.
Leave
Cool.
it there for Taylor.
Yeah. Thanks, Taylor.
Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.